Today we speak about the level of energy that we need in general to deal with things in life, to make changes, which is something that sometimes we underestimate. And we always think, oh, if I get more rest, I will have the energy to do something. And sometimes the energy is not present and is not necessarily related to our level of tiredness in the body, but it's actually more connected with our level of interaction that there is between the mind and the soul, where we know that, of course, the mind has the highest power of interfering with what's going on our spiritual level and our physical level. Especially whenever there is the opportunity for our mind to come in and supply an extra excuse or just remind us that we can do something tomorrow, that we are too tired. And then, of course, that sentence would come and be hidden under the excuse of you need to be able to listen to your body. Yes, of course, as a generic rule, but sometimes it's also an excuse, a very good way of our mind of stepping in and trying to convince us that change, that action is actually not needed, because it would require to have our mind displaced from the role of control. And also the energy sometimes it's something that is not necessarily connected to our external level of fuel that we have, but it's more an inner state. In general, we have to say that the energy is the fuel of the machine, of the body. So that is always the easiest way to try to work on the level of energy from the physical point of view, to try to get that enthusiasm and passion and light and inspiration on a second level to be able to make any change in our life. But we also need to consider that our energy will not come from external sources, will not come from the external environment. By the moment we feel that there is light, we are light, we become the light from the inner point of view, then the external reality will mirror back what we have inside us. And that is an essential change of interpreting, of changing the reading code of our way of living, instead of thinking in the common way that society would teach us. If you don't have energy, it means that you need to work on something that comes from external conditions, instead of just working on your way of being, instead of actually just doing what we would call a transfiguration, which is a nice topic that a great shaman, a great shamanic teacher, Sandra Ingerman, for example, explains in one of her books, Walking in Light, not the last one that she has written, Walking Through Darkness, where she beautifully explained that it was basically the changing point for things to happen, and that it was the key that she was missing in her work in that specific moment in time, that the spirits passed her and taught to her during one of her dreams, saying that was the key element that she was missing in her work. And transfigurated something, it means what I exactly explains, feeling that by the moment we feel that we are a bright light, that the nature of our light is actually generating from our heart, outwards and not the opposite, and not vice versa. And this is something that, again, she explained in a very simple way, something that can be achieved just in a very simple practice, 10 minutes each day, just by closing our eyes and imagining that in a calm place, in a calm sense, we surround ourselves of light, but this light is actually absorbing into our body, that becomes like a sponge. And then, of course, being a sponge full of light, then that light will be also released outwards to brighten up all the people that are around us in our day, all the situations that are around us in our daily life. And as a consequence, it will just be that people will bloom because of the being near to our presence, or the situations will bloom in a way that is the ideal one for us. Many times it happens that people have been near to us, or we have been near to other people, and just by having a conversation, we come up with the expression, "Oh, you have brightened up my day." It means you have taken something positive in my life in that moment. It is exactly what I needed, just by simply having a conversation with you. And how is it possible? Yes, as that person has a specific healing properties of light inside herself, inside themselves, that have been cultivated in a very simple way, and then they are ready to be passed over to the person that comes into contact with us in this moment. So it's just about creating a bridge between the darkness, so alias the people around us that are in a very low mood, depressive mood, unpleasant situations, moment of darkness in our life, in other situations, and creating that bridge for which our light have the opportunity to come out from us, and in this process of transfiguration. So we are transforming what is present outside us, which become imbued by a light that is generating from ourselves. And that, of course, has an immense effect on our level of energy for us when we want to achieve something in our life, when there is that source of light that is auto-generated from ourselves. And this, of course, has an influence on the results of what we are doing in our life, on something. Because if we just let's say, for example, we need to apply for a job, we need to apply for an application for something, and we actually take and we connect with our light, which is, of course, channeled from above, which is, of course, coming from above, because when we are visualizing ourselves in the light, is actually we receive that light from our spirit guides, then we are able to do that application and pass on that application with the light. So it means that there are, of course, highest chances for that application to being expressed from a source of light and has a positive outcome, as a positive result, instead of just always searching for external sources to feel our energy, to try to take and solutions that are external in our situations, instead of just simply connecting with our heart and becoming the shining star.